So this is how to pipe a gorgeous Christmas poinsettia flower. So to pipe our Christmas poinsettia, I've made the most beautiful deep dark red, and to make that I use some Pro Gel red and some claret, and I've mixed those together to make a really lovely deep colour, and I've flat iced the top of my cupcake. I've then filled up 2 piping tubes. Now this is piping tube number 366. It's like a big bird's beak, and you use this with the beak pointing upwards. So it goes like that. And what I've done is I've put that red in 2 different tubes, and one of them is slightly darker than the other, and that's going to give our lovely poinsettia a bit of variety. And here you go, here's a little picture so you know what I'm talking about. You cannot miss these at Christmas time. They are all over the place and they're going to look fantastic in any Christmas cupcakes that you want to pipe. So a couple of other tips that I'm going to be using. I have 2 number 2s. These are piping tubes, so they're just round circles, and in one of them I've got some bright egg yellow, and in the other I've got some gooseberry green. And the last piping tip that I'm going to use today is the 352, and that's like a little mini version of the 366. Again, it's like a little bird's beak, and you use it facing upwards. I've put a lovely bit of gooseberry green in there and a nice dark streak down the centre, so we get a bit of variegation on our leaves. So let's get going. This is a super simple flower to pipe. So what I'm going to do is pick up the darker one of my reds to start with, and we're going to be piping 5 big petals around the outside. Okay, so don't go right to the centre of your cupcake. Come about, I would say about 1 centimetre from the edge, and then pipe a really nice generous petal. So let it grow quite large and then bring it outwards. So there's 1. I'm going to do 5 all the way around. So leave a little gap before you do the next one. 2. 3. 4, and then our 5th one, let the bottom grow and then pull it out. So there's our 5 petals. We'll pop that down, give our bag a really nice tighten, because that's going to help you pipe beautiful petals. And then we're going to do another 5 in the gaps. So slightly smaller this time. Let the petal grow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so nice and slowly. We've got a really lovely shape going on there. And then for the last few petals towards the centre, or maybe they're even leaves, they're like red leaves, I'm going to grab the slightly paler red just to give our flower a little bit of difference in colour, and I'm going to do exactly the same thing. I'm going to pipe a few more, but I'm just going to get a tiny bit smaller until we get to the very centre. So we're going to just go round. You can see there's a slight difference in colour. And again, they don't have to be perfectly even. If you look at a poinsettia, they sort of get smaller and smaller as they go round. So there we go, that one. So there's our centre. And then we've just got to finish off with a couple more things. I'm going to pick up that number 2. That's got a lovely bit of gooseberry green in it. And I'm just going to pipe some little stalks. So coming down to the centre of the flower, I'm going to pipe a little stalk. And then I'm going to come upwards, keeping my stalk quite fat. I'm going to do 4 or 5 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tell a lie, I'm going to do 6. 6 little stalks. Then I'm going to grab the same number 2, and this has got some lovely eggy yellow in it. And I'm just going to squash that down on the top of each of those stalks to form like a little blob. So just coming into the top of each one and let that blob form. 3, 4, 5. Got my 6 little yellow blobs. That one's not sticking on. There we go. It's just about stuck on. Oops. Oh, look at that one. I'm going to take him off. He's gone a bit wrong. Come in again. There we go. There's our little blobs. I actually want another blob there. Another. Oh, do you know? This is where you've got to get creative. I've added more blobs. We've got different heights on my blobs. And then the last thing I'm going to do to my blobs is I've got a little paintbrush. And if you look really closely at the poinsettia, you'll see that on top of the little yellow blobs, there's little red blobs. So I've got a little bit of neat colour gel on my paintbrush, and I'm just going to tap that very gently on the tops of my yellow blobs. So basically we've got green blobs, yellow blobs, red blobs, and that's just going to give that added extra bit of detail that will make your poinsettia different and better than everybody else's. Now, to finish that off, I'm just going to grab that leaf tip 352 with that lovely dark streak facing upwards, and I'm going to fill those final gaps around the edges of our leaves, of our petals, with some lovely, lovely deep green leaves. So the same way as I piped our petals, I'm just coming in and piping some lovely generous green leaves with a little bit of a jiggle, so we get some nice veins. And you don't have to do one leaf in each gap. I'm coming in, I might do one in one gap, I might do two, I might even do three. There we go. Let's do another one in here. Little one under there. And maybe one more big one here to finish off. Oh, and another one there. And that is how you pipe a beautiful Christmas poinsettia. So there's your fabulous poinsettia flower. Merry Christmas!